All over the world, people need water. People use water for drinking. People use water for food making, agricultural purposes, industrial purposes. And for us in Africa, the need is much because of our population. But then there are a lot of organizations that come together to make efforts to ensure that the African child has access to a glass of water to drink, or a bucket of water to have a shower, or to flush their toilets. Apart from the African Union's leadership at the policy level, we have the regional economic communities that help to drive this agenda as well. We have rivers and lake basin organizations who ensure that our water resources are adequately managed and distributed. And then also at the member states level, have ministries responsible for water affairs, including irrigation and sanitation. We have civil societies who ensure that the rights of the people at the grassroots are secured and they have access and equity. We also have a network of development partners, even development banks, who see to issues regarding water financing. All these entities come together to ensure that everyone is provided for. But overall, AMCOW stands as Africa's premier advisory body on water and sanitation issues under the African Union. AMCOW works to provide political leadership, policy direction and advocacy in provision, use and management of water resources in the continent. So it is AMCOW's role to ensure that no one is left behind, to ensure that policy initiatives are developed and cascaded for the knowledge of all. As a result, most of all these institutions I have mentioned, if not all, look up to AMCOW for information and knowledge, policy directions, decisions made by the Governance Council, and also cascaded from the heads of states at the AU level to be able to come up with priority actions that will help Africa to achieve its water and sanitation goals. AVOW as an acronym stands for Africa's Voice on Water. But as a word, it has a meaning that also aligns to what we want to achieve. AVOW means to speak about something publicly. AVOW means to declare, to advocate, and to assert your opinion in the open. But we conceived the idea of an Africa's Voice on Water. We did not only try to set up a platform that will bring stakeholders together. We also considered a platform that will give everyone a space to tell their stories from their perspectives. On the other hand, we considered AVOW to be an excellent avenue for promoting water-related information, innovative solutions that will be relevant to all the stakeholders, including the private sector. Concerning topics that we may want to cover on AVOW, we would like to look at issues of water security, especially water scarcity and conservation. We want to look at issues like sanitation and hygiene, water pollution and quality, water governance and policy issues, climate change in relationship with water. We want to look at women and water, sustainable development goals and water, financing of water and sanitation projects in Africa. And the list can continue as long as it has to do with water. Because AMCOW is interested in projecting the efforts that everyone brings on the table. A major expectation for us is to use AVOW to raise the profile of water and sanitation once more, to showcase that this is a priority cross-cutting area to be able to advance Africa's socio-economic development. AVOW is a platform that will benefit us in terms of information sharing, showcasing of best practices, innovation like I mentioned earlier. With AVOW, we would be able to advocate for policies and practices to drive agendas that will be of benefit and help Africa to achieve its water and sanitation goals. Also, we're looking at AVOW to deliver that benefit of creating exchange among stakeholders. With AVOW, we're going to be promoting a lot of policies and policy initiatives at all levels. And we'll drive that advocacy that is able to get the attention of high-level political forces within the continent. Above all, AVOW will provide everyone who participates ample visibility, not only within the continent, but globally, as the whole world sets their eyes on seeing what Africa is doing to advance water and sanitation management. As we look into the days after today, we call on sector actors to continue to support AMCOW to ensure that AVOW remains sustainable. We want member states, regional economic communities, river and lake basin organizations to continue to bring in their stories. We call for support from development banks. Tell us what you're doing about water financing. Tell us what you're doing about financing sanitation projects in Africa. We call on civil societies to relentlessly continue to support this process. And by so doing, we'll collectively put our hands together to build that water-wise Africa which we have dreamt of. Thank you.